Picture this. Vienna, 1793. The air inside the imperial palace is heavy with incense and anticipation. From behind closed doors the cries of labor subside, and attendants lift a newborn heir into the world. For a moment the court exhales in relief. An emperor is born, but the triumph falters almost instantly. The infant's body trembles with every breath. His skull, uneven beneath the embroidered cap, bulges where bones should have joined. Courtiers exchange uneasy glances as the seconds pass. The child does not cry. When his eyes open they drift without focus. The empress, pale and motionless, stares in horror at what she has brought into the world. What is meant to secure the dynasty's future reveals itself, from the first breath, as the beginning of its decline. In him, the centuries of ambition and alliance had reached their biological limit. The empire that ruled half of Europe had produced an heir, unable to master his own heartbeat. Physicians called it nervous weakness. Priests called it divine trial. History would later name it what it was: the body of an empire consuming itself. Before his epileptic fits shook thrones, before his speech dissolved into broken prayers, before ministers learned to hide their emperor from his own people, Ferdinand of Austria was celebrated as the future of a dynasty already dying inside its own perfection. This is the documented story of what happens when human arrogance makes incest a political strategy. What modern geneticists would later uncover in this family's DNA should have been impossible. Mutations stacked generation upon generation until nature itself broke. Before we dive in, quick reminder to subscribe to Rotten Ages if you enjoy these videos. Let us know where in the world you are watching from. We really appreciate it. Now, let me take you back to April 19th, 1793. Archduchess Maria Theresa of Naples and Sicily had gone into labor. The court physicians stood ready with silver instruments and whispered prayers. When the infant finally arrived, something felt wrong before he even cried. His skull was oddly shaped, the skin wax pale, his limbs trembling as though touched by invisible current. The empress looked down and, according to attendants, fell silent in dread. Ferdinand's mother had watched the curse of consanguinity travel down generations. She was both niece and cousin to her own husband, Emperor Francis II. The child in her arms was not only her son, he was the echo of centuries of genetic repetition. The Habsburg family tree had long since stopped branching. It looped back upon itself like a snake devouring its own tail. For 200 years, Happy Austria Marry had been more than a motto. Cousins married cousins, uncles wedded nieces, bloodlines folded inwards again and again. They called it dynastic prudence. Science calls it genetic collapse. Modern analysis of the Habsburg genome shows that by the late 18th century, their inbreeding coefficient hovered near the same lethal